All right, here we go. Now everybody can see us and hear us. So now we are
Oh, that's just
live.
lovely. Hi, everybody. Guess what I got? Guess what I got? Actually, I don't think they've seen this yet. First of all,
Your shirt, your
my
awesome
vaccine T-shirt.
vaccination shirt.
One for each of us. I mean, not you, but like
Yeah.
in my family. And you know what else I got?
What else
Straight
you
from the
got?
fridge.
A
Christmas.
Christmas tree cake.
Oh, there's just a few left. It's like
Oh.
this is what really marks the end of the season. It's like when all the Christmas tree cakes are gone.
I know that it is your favorite seasonal treat.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, Mom. I love your pie, but that's more of a Thanksgiving thing, and I still love it on Christmas. But I can't get Christmas tree cakes at Thanksgiving, so like it's a thing.
I want to answer.
Oh, you are going against Sarah's recommendation.
255 AD says, I don't get why you're not skipping this one. It's not part of the larger story arc and it doesn't really have an interesting message or moral dilemma. Okay, first of all,
Oh, wow.
cards on the
That
table. When push comes to shove, like except in the broadest sense of, making sure that Dana doesn't miss anything that's like super important that will be confusing later on. Like, I really don't give a shit about the larger story arc. Like,
we've established this, the whole continuity thing. Continuity, schmontinuity.
I mean,
I had to buy this sucker. They didn't give me a t-shirt. I didn't even get. Now, when I got my booster, I didn't get a sticker.
They give out t-shirts. They give out t-shirts. But
hey, I saw one person who got like an enamel pin. I'm not kidding. It was like, what?
So if I
booster, that was the original shot. I was like, where?
So if I could get back to what I was saying.
Was it important?
I was. I do give a shit about the ongoing story arc, but
really?
But
really?
Well, here's what I care most about. It's not so much the ongoing story arc with Deep Space Nine. It's the fact that the characterization sticks. The ongoing story arc is fine, but what's way more important to me is that the characterization sticks from episode to episode. So yeah, this isn't necessarily a big part of that. And yes, it was not one of the most higher rated episodes in Sarah's season summary that she sent me, but I like this episode. So that's why we're watching it, because I like this episode.
Okay, fair enough.
And I think we're skipping a bunch after this one.
Somebody asked about the reluctantly. Yes. The reluctantly is not you. It's me. So if I think this episode sucks, that's appropriate.
Exactly. And you very well may. Who knows? We never know.
That tends to be a thing. Is there a guest star that you like in this one?
No, actually, there isn't a significant guest star in this one. Yeah.
We didn't talk about that. The Lindsay Ellis thing. I said I was going to ask you about that today.
Oh, yes.
Because you got up stupid early to do your workout.
And I did.
Exercise.
And I did.
Show us those guns. Yeah.
There are no guns. There's nothing.
Oh, come on. That's because you're just moving your arm. You're not actually like flexing the muscle there.
No.
Come on, go for it.
Do you want to know something deeply sad? I was. That's it. That's as far up as it goes.
No. There you go. I can see it. I can see the line right there.
You can see the line.
Yeah, but between like your bicep and like the I don't think it's actually between the bicep and tricep, but just like between there's the bone, I guess.
I guess I don't know, but anyway, yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, doing the morning. Well, I guess it's all the morning workout because I do it all before lunch. But the early morning workout where I do like the push-ups and sit-ups and everything. That feels good to have that done. Like, I don't necessarily feel like extra great when I finish that, other than the feeling of, oh, I did it, it's done, I don't have to do it until day after tomorrow, right? But when I get off the bike, because I do an hour on my stationary bike every day, Monday through Friday as well. And when I get off of the bike after an hour, like I do genuinely, I'm like pumped. Like I walk around the house and it's like I've got springs in my legs and I'm like feeling good. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm ready to go.
That's so nice.
So yeah, it's a good feeling.
I'm so glad. That's awesome. So yeah, you don't need guns, but I am proud of you. I admire you for working out. So I tease you.
Yeah, of course.
Feel worse about it because
Well,
Because I don't enjoy working out or exercise of any kind whatsoever. It just sucks.
and I don't work out because I want to have guns or because I want to, improve any particular body part. It's
It's
because
because you want to live forever.
I want to live forever. Exactly. I want to be healthy and, I'm getting older. I'm 41 now, and Jason keeps warning me that my body's going to start falling apart at any second. So I want to try to push that off as far as possible.
I saw something on Twitter today that talked about how middle-aged people had the most spiky spike, the most increase in cases with Omicron. But what was interesting was middle-aged was 45 to like 65. I was like, that's middle-aged? Like, in what universe is 65 middle age?
Well, because that's the cutoff. Because that's the cutoff. 65 is when you become a senior citizen. So up until that point, you are middle-aged. 65 is retirement age, traditionally.
Yeah, but 45 that's like more than the midpoint of the median lifespan
right,
in
but
America.
I feel like, but I feel like you're too attached to the notion of what is the middle of the average lifespan. The term doesn't.
Precision matters.
I was going to tell you this when we were talking on the phone the other day, but I didn't have a chance to because the conversation went off in another direction. But I really strongly believe if you ever write your autobiography, it should be called Precisely. The title, that must be the title of your autobiography.
And somebody not exactly called me out on it, but they said, well, said something, and I'd like tried to fit everything into one tweet to be concise, and I was like, no, I wasn't clear enough. I'm like, and they said, no, it's okay. I'm just used to being dogpiled on by Dems when I point out lessons. I'm like, no, you are absolutely right. I wasn't clear enough. This didn't come across. I should have added another tweet. And I didn't. Like, I literally thought about, do I want to make a second tweet so I could be, there's a little bit more that I want to say to clarify this. And I should have done it. I was,
So I want to just remind everybody, we are watching Deep Space Nine tonight, and we are watching Whispers, which is episode 14 of season 2. So if you haven't queued up Whispers on your end yet, queue it up on Netflix or Paramount Plus or wherever you're watching it, and get ready to watch that with us in a little bit. But before we get too much further into our typical pre-show chatter, you have good you have good news.
Oh yeah, I can totally. Yeah. Check this out. Look what I can do. I can show off my Hogwarts pajamas.
Yes.
I can stand up without
You are no longer relying on the scooter. You are no longer scooter bound.
I do still have my super fashion forward boot. And walking is really tiring. Like it's really, I have to take these short little steps because the boot doesn't allow for any flexion. It just rolls. It's just heel toe roll step. And there's no, like, I can wiggle my foot in the boot, but like, I can't really so I have to take short steps. Otherwise, like, my knee hyperextends because of it. So, is what is.
But yeah, so you're able to walk. You're able to put a little bit of weight on your bad foot, and you have a cane.
I'm able to walk. And I have a cane, but the cane is mostly for balance.
Right.
And not like all the time. Just like in case I get, I overextend one side or the other. So around the house where everything's kind of nearby, I haven't been using the cane even.
Yeah.
Because like I've noticed if I like just whatever's nearby. Usually it's a bookshelf.
Because you got plenty of those around.
We do. We can. What's really sad is I've got lots of these, and yet it's still not enough. And like I've gotten really diligent about not buying books. I think since about like 2011 or 2013. Anyway, the last time I went to an ALA conference, the American Library Association conference,
and you came home with a truckload.
Yeah, like literally a truckload of books. I put them on the floor of the hotel room, and they were. Let me see. I don't know if you can. I'll just take the camera here and point it at. Oh, it's not on that camera. No wonder.
You have the wrong camera on.
Okay, so let's just switch over. Can we go to HT Pro? Then I can do it.
I believe you can.
There we
There,
go.
hey,
Okay, hey, okay. So
look
I'm
at
gonna
that.
pick this up. Yep. Well, I mean, I'm on the. Okay, so here's the rest. Okay, you see that the trunk there,
Yes.
and you can kind of see there's like a globe next to it and stuff, and the size of the window.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
that's like, but that was like about the size of the book pile, and it's. I mean, there were easily like probably. I don't want to estimate, but it's just a lot. It's a lot. Ah, Sarah's.
You know, if you ask to get to the episode quick and you tie it specifically to an RPG related reason, I will take twice as long to get to the episode just out of pure spite.
Wait. So hang on. Are you like? Are you? What else? Wait. Are you? Is it online or something? Or are you like? Is your whole party here watching us? I'm really. I want to know. I want to know what's going on with the bard. And Sarah, seriously, why did you choose a bard? I mean, no offense. I mean, I like bards like story wise, but they're not the most strategically efficient class. So you're saying that Andrew is lying.
Sarah, since you're not playing D&D, I would be happy to get to the episode more quickly than usual. I will forego my half of the opening chit chat once you're done talking about whatever you want to talk about, and we can get right to the episode.
Yeah, Corey, that's versatile. Yes. I'm not talking about versatility. I'm talking about effectiveness. Quite often, a class that's very versatile. That's why you have a party, is so that you don't need versatility. You have specialization. Anyway. Some tabletop. Well, now I'm really curious. Anyway, the Lindsay Ellis thing.
Yes.
Because what I was saying was because in her Patreon post, she talked about having a team. Like she's a small business owner.
Oh yeah, she's got.
Like you're more of a sole. You're a sole, essentially.
Yeah, she doesn't work all by herself. She has writers and editors and a lot of people helping her out. She's definitely.
And what it makes me think of is she's essentially the face. She's the face of the business.
Mm-hmm.
And she's I don't want to say she's a minor celebrity, but like,
oh, for sure.
Minor celebrities often have like media teams as well. Does that make sense?
Yes, and I think you're getting at a point that I saw someone else make on Twitter yesterday.
It sounds very much like she's kind of going that part of it alone. Like when she interacts on Twitter, it's not like her brand.
Right.
It's her. And
right. She doesn't have like a social media person full-time running her Twitter.
Or even part-time, or just, somebody else.
Yeah, right. Even part-time.
Or, and there's like, when you're celebrity through mainstream media, like they have a team of like, image supporters. So like, they've got their hairstylist and, their personal trainer and things like that for, their image, their brand. And they have a personal assistant who may manage, depending on, how much money they got, who might manage, some of their social media accounts. So they have essentially a support staff for them. And I don't know if somebody who's like a YouTube celebrity would have that.
Well, no, yeah, unless you were like tippy top, like, upper echelon YouTube celebrity. I mean, Lindsay is, or was, I guess, was, way, way more popular and has way more of a footprint than say I do. But at the same time, she's not like, top 1% most subscribed, you know what I mean? Like, so, she's kind of in the middle there. So I don't know if she would have been, obviously I don't think she was, in a position where she could have, have like, because one of the tweets I saw about it was they mentioned, with like minor internet celebrities, when they sort of are able to touch some of the, the benefits or the trappings of fame, but they don't have the insulation to protect them from the bad parts
Yes.
that
Yes.
like a real celebrity would have, you know. Um,
Like a mainstream media celebrity. I mean,
right.
they're
Like a
that's
movie star,
those
a rock star, or something like that. I mean, and like I say, I mean, Lindsay has had she's had success outside of YouTube. She's a published author. Her first novel sold really well, as far as I can tell. So, and I would guess that's what she's going to focus her creative energies on from now on, is to just focus on her writing instead
Mhm.
of making videos. And if that's the case, good for her. And it's nice that she has that option, that she can say, oh, okay, I can just pivot and focus exclusively on this, and I don't have to fuck with YouTube anymore. You know, um, like one of my favorite people, Francesca Ramsey,
Yeah.
went through something similar. Not, and she wasn't like harassed off the platform. Fortunately, she sort of chose on her own to step back from YouTube because she had all of these other opportunities to do other things. She was able to get hired as a writer for TV shows, and to do stuff that, in a professional sense, that she was interested in and that she could make money at, and she didn't have to, make
Yeah.
YouTube videos. And I'm super happy for her. That's like the positive side of it. Unfortunately, with Lindsay Ellis, it's the negative side of, well, yes, she does have something else she can do, but she's decided to leave YouTube behind because she was chased off,
Yeah,
basically.
she still wanted to do YouTube and
Yeah.
was, enjoying it other than the crap. But yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, and 255 AD said, curious what I thought about it, because I don't usually have sympathy with people who complain about cancel culture. I have sympathy for Lindsay in this situation. I I don't, I mean, with basically my understanding of what happened, and I didn't follow this super closely. Like, I watched some of Lindsay's videos, but I don't watch all of her videos because a lot of her interests just sort of
Aren't the same as yours.
aren't the same as mine. Like, she makes videos about like musicals, and I'm not a big fan of musicals. She makes a lot of movies, a lot of videos about like Disney movies, and I'm not a huge fan of Disney movies.
Oh my
And
goodness. I'm
she's
gonna start following her channel instead of yours.
and she's a huge
Unfortunately.
Lord of the Rings fan, and I'd rather walk in front of a train than watch another Lord of the Rings movie. But but I've watched some of her stuff, and she's a really good video essayist. Apparently, she made a video earlier this year where she talked about the movie Raya, which I
Raya the
have
Last Dragon.
Raya the Last Dragon, which I haven't seen and have no intention of seeing. And she compared it to Avatar: The Last Airbender, which I also have not seen and have no desire to watch. But apparently, some people took offense to the nature of her comparison of these two things, and my impression is that some of them were good faith, serious criticisms. That they
Mm-hmm.
weren't just giving her shit or being overly sensitive or whatever. They had a genuine difference of opinion with her, and they felt like some of her criticisms or some of her comparisons were not good, or not positive, or not healthy, or whatever. Um, and it seems like maybe Lindsay didn't take that as best as she could have, didn't react to the criticism as best as she could have. But what also happened was people who were more bad faith actors took advantage of that and took this sort of small group of people with good faith, legitimate concerns and criticisms, and turned that into a big harassment campaign that was almost entirely conducted in complete bad faith, that was just intended to bully her. And that's what happened, and it sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a real shame. So,
Yeah. Black Cover 95, probably not, but more because I mean, it might be allowed if it was worn by a student, but for it's not considered professional dress, and we're discouraged from wearing t-shirts unless it's either school colors or like I want to say a school t-shirt, but like I've got we did Brain, no, not Mean Girls. The Bend and Snap, Elle Woods. What was the name of that movie? Elle Woods, where she goes to Harvard.
oh,
Brain not working.
Legally Blonde.
Yeah, we did the musical Legally Blonde, and I have a pink T-shirt that says Delta Nu on it, and it has on the back it has the information from the production. So like I could wear that on a Friday because it's a school shirt, even though it's not like about our. It's not just the school. It's about it was produced for the show. So I would think it would be fine for a student, but like it has nothing to do with the school, and I didn't think to get it in school. I got it in the school colors. I don't think I think I could get away with it, but I think I would be told that it's not appropriate. It is divisive. Andrew, I think Lord Dampnut being abandoned by his cult is awesome. I think anybody promoting the vaccine is awesome. Yeah, I don't know why I couldn't come up. I guess because the shirt was pink, my mind kept going to Mean Girls, and it wouldn't
Legally
let go
pink.
of that.
I as far as the Trumpers pissing and moaning because Trump is promoting the vaccine, I think it's hilarious. I love
Andrew. It's an entirely different game, okay? And Tremere aren't evil; they're just self-absorbed. The evil ones are the Shamasay. Let me tell you.
Okay, let's watch the episode.
We'll talk later.
Shall we watch? Yeah, shall we watch the episode?
Look, Shamasay are just they make complete sense. They're just very open and honest about who and what they are. I respect that. I like that kind of integrity.
Everybody get ready to watch the episode now.
Wait, Black Cover 95 has another question.
Okay, let's Black Cover 95 ask Danny your question.
I haven't seen it. We just watched Encanto
how was that?
Yesterday.
How was that?
I feel like it tried to do too much. And it was interesting because it's like 90 minutes. You've got a fair number of characters, but when I thought about the number of cousins that they actually have and the number of like, you have the grandmother figure and then the next generation, then you have the cousins. And I kind of went like, that ain't nothing. It's like absolutely nothing compared to like, especially on my mom's side of the family, where she was one of 10 and there's like 30 of us grandkids. And then there's the generation beyond that, of course. Okay. Okay. Something else, but so.
Yeah. Well, I know with the, I didn't watch it. I probably won't watch it, but I just thought it
brings up a number of important points, but I felt like it just sort of glossed past them.
Yeah.
And we didn't have a whole lot of time to get to know any of the characters beyond the character design is great. I really like, especially the variety we see of the female characters. There are some things.
There's Black Cover's question.
Oh, can you get your 5 a day by, no, that's, oh wait.
Black Covers is about fanfic.
Which fanfic did you mention?
Anniversary. I talked about Anniversary and how that was my favorite fanfic. Yeah, well, it's on your fanfic, your fanfiction.net profile, isn't it?
Not exactly, because that's not connected to like anything. So the short answer is you might be able to find it, but I probably won't read it. I would, however, read some of the stuff that I don't think is accessible online anymore, like Stormy Blue and World's Finest.
World's Finest is I love World's Finest.
Oh, it's hilarious. In fact, one of these days I'm gonna get you that shirt. I might even see if I can have it made. No, I don't think I can have it at school.
You just get it on. Just go to like Spreadshirt or something.
No, local, dude. I'm gonna do it at the library once I get my card.
Okay. Well, we do however you want.
That's another thing. I can go back to the library. Now I won't be able to go this Saturday, but next Saturday I can go to the library.
Okay.
It's which I've heard. I've heard. Zim eats. I've heard Zamisi. I haven't heard Zimitzi with the stop there. I've heard Zamisi, and it's Shamasay. I worked there. that's the official pronunciation. When we talked about it in the office, that was how it said. So why don't we watch the shows?
Please, God, let's please.
Even though it's Steve, what Okay, so I understand that you don't like. We haven't even talked about mechanics or anything. We're just talking about vampires. Why did you talk about vampires with Jason? Like you have like a whole.
If we were talking about it, if we were talking about it in the context of a movie or a TV show or a book or something, that's fine.
What we're talking about, there are books. We're talking about it in context of books.
Books that are just full of like lore for role playing games.
No, there are novels. There are all kinds of clan novels and collections of short stories, and yeah. Sarah, yeah, I was an intern at White Wolf. You can actually, I have author credit on the first edition of Exalted. So yeah.
Yeah, and in fact, I think your name still comes up if you search it on Amazon.
I don't think so. I think they just have the first person. No, I don't think so. I think it did for a while because I was they did it alphabetically and I was like the second or third author listed alphabetically. But I think at this point it's like out of print. And so like only the first author's name comes.
Oh, well.
All right. So
anyway,
but Steve doesn't want to talk about that, and it's his channel.
Yes, you gamer nerds can go somewhere else and talk about this bullshit all night if you want. But I want to watch Deep Space Nine and talk about that. Oppo-Lock, yes, we are skipping episodes for this second season. Yeah, and actually after this episode, we're going to skip a whole bunch. We're going to skip like 3 or 4 episodes in a row. And I think
Steve would cancel me if that were the case. Y'all, you guys, okay, so not this Friday.
Next Friday. The next episode of Ensign's Log. Yes.
The next episode.
The next episode of Ensign's Log, if for all of you gamer nerds,
we get Steve in character now, in character to play D&D. Oh my goodness. It was
and can
great.
I say it was great fun for me to play as well, because my character was basically voicing my genuine opinions and feelings about role-playing games. And so I got to take all of my antipathy toward role-playing games as my character was experiencing a sort of Star Trek-ified version of one and put that out there on the show. It was great fun.
He was not a merry man.
And honestly, you know, my favorite part, and people who listen to the episode won't be able to get this, but my favorite moments from that recording were when I would make a really mean, like disparaging joke about the game, and it would make Jason laugh because he knows deep down that I'm right.
No.
Anyway.
How do I do the thing? I want to do the thing.
Okay, yeah, make sure that you're... What?
You did the thing.
Oh, you were going to ban
I was like, how do I've never like, gotten rid of somebody, and I'm slow
I'm
on
sorry.
the uptake, I think. That's okay.
The next one is all yours. The next Russian bot that shows up is all yours, unless Sarah gets to it first. Okay, here we go. We are going to watch the episode. Make sure that your Netflix is ready to go there, Dana. You might have to reload since we've been yakking for a while.
I think I'm good.
You're good? Okay.
It looks ready.
Okay. Everybody else get ready. And once again, we're doing episode
Star Trek Deep Space Nine, season 2, episode 14,
Whispers. Yes. So hopefully
I'm just reading off my screen, dude. I don't know why you were stumbling over that.
I swear to God. Maybe because I didn't roll first.
Maybe that's why I wasn't able to delete the bot. I didn't roll high enough.
Yeah, I guess I rolled higher than you because that's a fun way to. Anyway,
you also have to compare it to your stats, and you have to roll under.
I shouldn't have said anything. I shouldn't have said anything. Yeah, you're right. I shouldn't. Yeah, you're right. That because that sounds like a great way to spend hours and hours and hours of my life rolling dice and checking stats.
Steve. So pretty.
Oh, God, help me. God save us all. Okay.
This is the way to get you back to church, Steve.
I mean,
this is how an atheist finds religion, and it's all about trying to get away from role-playing games.
Okay, here we go. Let's
you're so pissed. I'm sorry.
No,
It's
you're
my
fine.
fault.
No, come on. No, it's fine. Ready?
All right, count us
Okay.
in.
Okay, I'm counting us in
Genius.
from 3 here. Wow, that's just harsh. Okay, here we
Yay!
go. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, play.
Steve doesn't even know what thaco is. Now that was interesting.
What?
Why did we have to show that? Does it look too much like a other object, like not a chess piece? Oh, he's acting. Oh my goodness! Listen to that. Oh, and the eye movements and the little side. Oh my goodness! Oh, oh my goodness!
You know, he's an accomplished actor. I don't know why this is such a surprise. Colomini is an accomplished actor. He's been in real movies, not just Star Trek movies.
He's going for like Shakespeare level.
Wait till he pulls out the skull.
Oh, the beat. Look to the side. Oh,
Line.
coffee.
Yeah, is it afternoon?
Oh, sorry.
I think your mic sounds fine. I'm not sure why
I
they're.
think your mic sounds fine. Well, look, we have an audience.
Maybe your cackles are just
Oh,
blowing it out.
wait, I can just put it back further away. Well, Sarah, you know I have no soul. I still remember looking through the humanity scores, and like 10 is, you know, nirvana, and 7 is human average, and you go down, and you know it's wrong to kill people, and then it's wrong to kill people, but under certain circumstances it's okay. And then 4 is like, hey, some people just gotta die. I'm like, uh-oh. Someone, see, there you go. Someone needs his coffee. Why do you have a dozen essays to read? Why do you don't have that many students? Why? Whoa, look at those daggers in her eye. Whoa. Is he having a bad dream? She asks, oh, so innocently.
I got to get to the divorce lawyer. At 5:30 in the morning. Sarah, I like that. Keiko is Bako.
Well, Sarah, that assumes that, you know, being written to enforce Miles' suffering is a bad thing.
That's part of what makes her so great.
Yeah.
It's a space station, sir. Yeah, okay, 2:55 AD. We'll pause at the start of the opening credits, okay?
Sure.
So you can, yeah, okay. Oh, only following orders, huh?
Oh,
My wife's having an affair with Cisco. Can't blame her. Okay. 3, 2, 1, pause. We'll give 255 AD a little bit here to catch up.
So you got the time up there, minus 4011?
Yeah, hang on. Let me.
Minus 4010.
Yeah, let me. Yeah, hang on. It's
I'm
at minus 4010. Yeah, so that's where we'll start from. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm paused at minus 4010 or 40 minutes and 10 seconds remaining, and that's where we will pick up from. So 255 AD, whenever you're ready to go, just let me know in the chat and we'll get started again.
David C. Drake, not everybody is attracted to dudes. I mean, there are some people who just don't have exceptions.
Blood Inc. asks, is O'Brien the only non-commissioned officer we see in the Star Trek universe? He's the only one who is a major character. Yeah. I mean, there are others that kind of come and
regular.
Go. Yeah, he's the only regular that is not a commissioned officer. Yeah.
Andrew, you need to do something about that, because that's how it begins.
And the time code is on the screen, so from now on, if anybody has trouble syncing up, you can just use that, because that's what it's there for. But since 255 AD asks so nice, Corey, see, there are always exceptions, right?
There aren't always exceptions. Some people have them and some people don't, and that's perfectly fine.
Okay, there are often exceptions.
I don't think I'm attracted to anybody here.
You don't have a crush on any of the Star Trek characters?
No, I think I'd be besties with Kira.
You'd be besties with Kira
together. Yeah. There you go, Pedro. I have accomplished so little today. Like, to the extent that I could have gone over to the park and spun some Pokestops. Did I even do that? No, I did not. Hey, pizza! Thank you. Bye, Pedro. That's one of the things that I want to go back to. I'm hoping to get back to studying Portuguese in 2022. It's going to depend on how the semester goes, though. I mean, teaching was really hard first semester, but I'm hoping it smooths out. Second semester, we'll see. Dax is a big mouth, can't keep a secret. Why would we need to keep a secret?
Kira can definitely keep a secret.
Oh yeah, but I'm still, I don't really understand why it would be necessary. That's what I'm.
Well, I know for me personally, it's not so much keeping a secret. It's just, if I tell you something, I don't necessarily want you to go tell every fucking person you know about it. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not necessarily like, keep this a secret, but it's just, if I tell you something, like, you don't need to go run off and, tell your mom about it. Just, your mom doesn't need to know, Okay. 255 AD is ready to go. So once again, we are paused at 4010 remaining. So hopefully everybody is synced back up with, and to Black Cover, I think Garrick also can definitely keep a secret. So we're going to get started again. Watch the opening credits. Watch the rest of the episode. Okay, so here we go. Counting is back in. In 3, 2, 1, play.
Corey, that's an important distinction. She can keep a secret. She just often apparently chooses not to. Aw, you guys are so cute. Pedro, I hadn't found Portuguese particularly difficult. I dropped it during the pandemic because teaching was really difficult.
There's
But
only
I've
so
also
much, yeah.
kind of consuming. But I have had prior instruction in French and Spanish, so the challenging thing sometimes is remembering, okay, which one's Spanish and which one's Portuguese. Because there's some things that are very similar, like mas. And in Portuguese, mas is but. In Spanish, it's more. And in French, it's may, which is similar to mas. So there's a lot of trying to keep things straight that's more challenging there.
I think all these European languages just need to huddle up in the middle, you know?
Oh, they did that. That's where what's it? Esperanto comes from.
But that's like a constructed language. Like
Klingon.
Yes, like Klingon.
Or Elvish.
Like Esperanto.
I don't get well, you're like, yeah, Klingon. Boo, Elvish.
I mean, look, I don't know Klingon. I know people that I'm close with that I respect and love who are like big Klingon speakers, so I feel bad about talking shit about it. But like, I don't feel any particular need to learn Klingon. Guest star Philip Lestrange.
Thanks, homebody. I did not. I'm more familiar with Sindarin, but
I never should have told them that I hate surprise parties. It all but guaranteed that they would give me one.
oh, he's gonna suffer.
I'm a doctor.
O'Brien's just got his panties in a wad. Sarah, any language that is used becomes natural, even when it was originally constructed.
Give me the really juicy gossip. I wouldn't go that far, Pedro, but I do prefer goateed Cisco to Clean shaven Cisco.
Wednesday is pizza day. John Dorky 84.
Yes, indeed.
Cisco without bears.
Without bears.
Cisco gotta have his bears.
A bearless Cisco. Chief, where are my bears?
Woo-hoo.
You have the right to bear bears. Whew, talked my way out of that one. He almost found out about my affair with his wife. Woohoo!
Shaughnessy!
Well, that's the brain tumor. Oops. Your loathing for me seems normal enough.
Everybody hates me.
I killed her, remember? Fast work. Good for your dad.
I'm sorry, Andrew.
Oh, Andrew, that sucks. Calm down, Chief. If you had a terminal illness, we wouldn't keep it from you. This isn't Love Story.
Oh, golly, I hate that tagline so much.
Right? I hate that whole movie so much.
I'm fortunate because I forget things. Yeah, Clemens, that's the point of expository dialogue. Holy smokes, he's taller than
I know, he's getting so big.
You want to pinch his cheeks and he doesn't have much of anymore.
He definitely had a growth spurt where he went from like a kid to looking like, he was like 30 years old. It was like, oh shit, Jake just got big, didn't he? Jesus
no, he doesn't look like he's 30 years old. He's right in that sort of awkward, stretchy outy phase.
The gangly phase, yeah.
Yep. Those darn piratas.
Pedro, it took them about 3 or 4 seasons to figure out Jake's wardrobe. Jake's wardrobe is awful for about the first half of the series. And then they finally decided that they could just dress him in normal looking clothes and he was fine. Like once they abandoned the ridiculous like
I
jumpsuit
love that you
things.
call like Star Trek pajamas normal looking
Oh
clothes.
no, he actually Jake's wardrobe is, I mean, it's still like a little Star Trekky. It's not like, he's just walking around like in t-shirts and jeans, but I mean, when they finally just let him wear like normal looking shirts and pants, like he looks fine, but they put him in these
See, Clemens,
jumpsuits.
that doesn't make any sense. Why not just give everybody else platforms and then shoot from the waist up? No more excuses. Wow, that's like Vader level of,
Yeah. I have altered the deal.
pray I do not
Pray
alter it
I do
further.
not alter it any further. And no more disintegrations.
He just sounds weary on that one. I want him alive.
Yeah, it's like
No disintegrations.
I'm so tired of having this conversation with you.
Like, seriously. Oh, don't get me started, homebody.
Sarah, I love that. Chief, is this the right electro gizmo? No, Jake, this is a plug for a shaver that you've painted. Yeah, Pedro, I think I think Discovery actually does a pretty good job with civilian clothes. The few times that we've seen them, last 2 years ago, I guess, when Dr. Culber came back from the dead, and there were a couple of episodes where he was out of uniform and they just dressed him in normal looking clothes. He just looked just like a normal looking suit. And I was like, oh, that's nice. Just let him wear normal clothes. I did say that. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. I have a headache. I'm on my
Oh, is
period.
this a kissing show?
I just don't find you attractive. There, I said it. He kind of wanted to eat before, but never mind. Yes, Black Cover 95, you may ask it as long as you can live with possibly spoiling the show. I mean, if it's a spoiler that Dana will probably forget it.
Forget what?
Exactly. You made my favorite colorless Irish food.
I don't like it. Were you not listening? This is your food that you like. We went over this.
Yeah.
You said it.
And it's the future. You can get whatever you want out of the magic food hole. It's a miracle anybody eats the same food as anyone else.
Look at that beef. A significant look. Man.
Come on. Open
Oh,
up.
off the lock. That's a really good point.
Mashed potatoes are Irish guacamole. Yes, and it's delicious.
Dun dun dun. Gasp. Also, she isn't your Keiko.
She's a pod
Jeez.
people. You don't own her, man.
Like, Keiko isn't his Keiko. People don't own people.
You don't own her, man.
You don't own me. She's not just one of
She's one of your
little
little
toys.
toys.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Winged worm. I don't care whether it's a character from the past or not. I'd love for all of the characters, regardless of what era they're from, to call it the magic food hole. And I want
It's
them
not
to,
magic, Steve. It's science.
speaking rhetorically, and I want them to knock. I want them to knock on it. I want them to knock on it and order their food.
Andrew, I love your mockery of his accent.
It looks like shite. I'm not eating that food. It looks like shite.
Yeah, Azalea, absolutely. I'm just dogpiling on Miles. No, we just don't see anything about the memoirs. You know, the crappy narrators. Nobody pays attention to them, and they just sort of they're like out there, but they don't get any traction. Yes, Clemens, science food hole.
Is that more acceptable?
Tick, 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 tick. I should, David. Wow. Huh, interesting. Much smaller cup than he got on the ships that he was on.
Yeah, on the runabout, he gets the big mug.
Yeah. Ah! I'm almost there.
What, did Sarah beat you to it? Yeah.
Murder. And it keeps moving because people are talking.
David C. Drake, I like that. I like my coffee like I like my Keiko. Double strong, double sweet.
No, Pedro, it was Miles never drinks coffee in the afternoon.
In the afternoon.
That it keeps him up at night. Because we watched that one. I remember the thing, Steve. I remember the thing.
Yes, you did. I'm proud of you.
You're not an officer, doo-dah.
Nuh-uh. Please click all boxes where a bicycle is visible. Azalea Jane. I like my coffee like I like my women. Big ass titties. That sounds like a Leon line from Curb Your Enthusiasm. Just doing some ordinary maintenance. Nothing to get interested in.
Normative, I don't think so. I mean, these are essentially like public reports.
They're professional logs, yeah. Yeah. I think you can, if you leave like, if you make like a personal log, I think you can encrypt that or whatever,
Yeah, he was
restrict
saying
access to it.
personal, like on the runabout, he was saying start personal log.
Yeah. Azalea, I'm not familiar with that meme. It sounds exactly like something Leon would say in Curb Your Enthusiasm. God knows my wife never read them.
Normative, exactly. Yes, but essentially speed of plot. I can't trust any of these humans or near humans.
I need a cynical shapeshifter.
Aw, Sarah, that's so sweet. And like when your colleagues say that, it's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Blood ink, I am quite confident about that.
They must be. Yeah, they must be. Azalea Jane, that's my favorite so far. I like my coffee like I like my women. I'm actually not all that picky. If I can't confirm your suspicions, I'll kill you.
Sarah, I am right there with you. Tea. Vanilla Rubos. Dun dun dun. You're not very good at this. Andrew, I'm going to tell on you.
I mean, did somebody give Quark?
That was a very well done nervous laugh. One of the high numbers, like 194, which you sure wouldn't know about.
Somebody must have given Quark a inflame O'Brien's suspicions assignment. Don't be ridiculous. Fun fact, he had to hide that little gizmo in his rolled up cuff because at this point, Star Trek uniforms don't have pockets.
Sucks, don't it?
Because I guess they thought in the future you wouldn't need pockets. I don't know why anybody would think that, but that was the idea.
Black Cover 95, great story.
Oh, the monsters are doing Maple Street. Yes.
Oh, yeah, you've seen it as an episode of Thingamabob, right?
Twilight Zone. Yes.
Yeah. I know it as a short story.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I keep meaning to show you the episode because I remember you mentioned it when we talked about this.
Yeah,
like
I
months
know.
ago.
And I'm just like, oh, yeah, it's on TV too.
Oh, such a great episode. Claude Akins, baby. Perfection.
Woo! Well, I'm tough too.
Well, that didn't take long. Oh, man.
Convenience.
I can't believe this is working.
Boy, it's a good thing we have these nice, I mean, really, really big ducts. Why is it always ducts?
Bruce Willis would love Star Trek. He has so many like ducts and little tunnels to crawl through.
Just don't look down. Commander, I would give anything to be where you are. You're deep in the belly of the Omega-13.
This doesn't make any sense. Why is this here?
Because it was in the show.
O'Brien crawled to freedom through a mile of foulness and shit that I can't even imagine. Sarah Scott, exactly. Come out to Deep Space Nine. We'll get together, have a few laughs.
He going RUNNOFT.
And this is where we came in, I believe, or just about.
Yeah, but no, in Galaxy Quest, they were called ducts.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if we ever find out if the Cardassians have a different term for them or not, but yeah, on Federation starships, they're always called Jeffries tubes, after Matt Jeffries, who was the production designer.
Oh, he hung up.
He hung up on his boss. Hello, Matthew.
He hung up on the commander.
Joffrey's tubes. That is a reference to a show I have not watched.
Oh yeah, I love that they kept in. I got a gif of it.
Oh, and she said, "Oh fuck that!"
Goes, and it says, "Screw that!" I'm like, yes. I think that's my favorite moment in cinema history. It's just
an obvious overdub.
yes, it's just an emergency situation on the station.
Winged worm, there you go. The Cardassians call them service to the state tunnels. Women.
Je
It's happened
freeze
before.
a tube. Dun dun dun!
And now we see how the narrative has come full circle. Yeah, 255 AD. We can talk about that. Oh, they're just right there. Any other questions? Do I have any serious English accents? And then fire torpedoes.
I think we're the yellow dot.
Yeah, exactly.
They're the green dot. Engage.
Sarah, my Picard accent is fantastic. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh crap! There you are.
Oh, wait, never mind. I think we're the green thingy. Destroy that ship. Oh yeah, O'Brien's got his phaser. It's killing time.
Dun 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 dun. It's always helpful when you have the writers on your side.
Better set the phaser on the maximum setting so I can vaporize anybody I pointed at just to be on the safe side. You suck my dick. Pedro, the yellow ones are the Cardassian transporters on the station. The blue ones are the Federation transporters on the runabouts. Oh, are you triggered? Well, it was convenient. Now I'll never know what he was going to say. And that's all she wrote.
Dun, dun, dun.
Alrighty. That's it for that episode. So yeah, I like that episode. I think I like the Twilight Zone twist at the end.
Yep.
You know, like that's totally a Twilight Zone ending when it's like the other. It's like the other O'Brien who is actually the real O'Brien sitting up and looking through the door. It's like, oh, that's a Twilight Zone shot. That's like, oh.
So that's why you like it so much.
Well, and it evokes not
Tell
just
her
that
I love coffee in the afternoon.
Yes. She always gets that wrong. Yeah, I like that it.
It wasn't really O'Brien suffering.
Yes, exactly.
Or actually, we didn't get to see the real O'Brien suffering. He just had wires on his head.
O'Brien's suffering is so unavoidable that even his replicant must be forced to suffer. They made him too much like the real thing. He had to suffer because he was too too much alike. He was too much like the real O'Brien. But yeah, I think it's a good episode. I mean, yeah, people in the chat have mentioned like the weirdness of everybody is a little heavy-handed. And if you if you try to imagine it as though it's like a real event, then
I don't think I disagree. I disagree because if you put the context, because Kira says they were trying to keep him out of they didn't know what he was supposed to be doing. They knew he was supposed to be causing trouble, didn't know how. And so they knew he was supposed to be causing trouble somehow. So they're trying to keep him away from anything that might cause trouble. And like, isn't he like chief of engineering.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, he's a
So
senior
like
member.
keeping
Yeah.
him out of like everything that has anything to do with this job. So yeah,
It
they're
would have
all
been,
like,
yeah.
oh, we they're like Julian drags out the physical to make it take longer, just to like take up time
Yeah.
and just keep him busy. And or goulash. So yeah, I think so, a lot of that can be explained. I don't know though. And again, if they had come up with a way to keep him occupied, then there wouldn't have been an episode.
Yeah, yeah.
But
And
like if Keiko could have been me as an English teacher with lots of papers, if something's going on and I just, can I read some of this to you? Let me read you some of these papers so that you see what I'm going through. But why it just, yeah, exactly, 255. But the problem with that is if they do that, there's not a show.
yeah, it's yeah, exactly. Well, and other people asked about Molly, because Molly reacts strangely to him in that first scene, and they're like, did they tell Molly that he, like, why would you tell a child that that's not your real father? Like, that seems like a really, but so I don't know what to make of that, but I mean, that's part of adding to the paranoia. I mean, I guess it could have worked the other way. Like maybe if Molly had reacted to him as though he were
No,
her
no,
dad,
no,
but
no,
then
no, no,
But
no, no,
then
no.
Keiko had pulled her away, and that would have felt
No,
unusual.
she just says no. I mean, she seems
That's
tired
true.
and sulky. She's up at 5:30 in the morning.
That's true.
It could like anybody then.
It could just be a kid being cranky, and
Yeah, because like when Keiko, nobody commented on this, but she was like starting to rub at her eye, and Keiko was like, "Yeah, I want her to do this program while she's like fully alert." And I'm like, okay.
She's barely alive. What are you talking about? You just woke her up at like 5 o'clock.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
I want to go back to sleep, Mom. You're going to school.
I don't like it. We're gonna go to school and do work. No, I hate you too.
Why do I have to suffer? Yeah, Sarah. Yeah, this clone O'Brien could be dangerous. Let's watch him. See what he does. It'll be fun.
Let's make him suffer like the real O'Brien.
I mean, I guess maybe part of the justification could be like they didn't want the Parada rebels they didn't want them to know that they had caught on to the plan. Maybe they were afraid that like if they just threw the fake O'Brien in the brig or something, that would somehow trigger like another response from the rebels who had planted him there in the first place. I'm not sure, but but the real reason is there's no episode if they if they just get rid of him as soon as they find out.
So no empirical evidence. It's hard to know based on the time, because they go, I mean, obviously by then they've rescued the real O'Brien. So, right. I mean, they could have been contacted. I don't know, how to tell which one's which. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, the thing is like, there's that, and you can, if you want, you can chalk it up as one of the weaknesses of the episode, which is that, they have that info dump right there at the very end where everything is explained. And sure, you can pick that apart and find all kinds of holes in it, but that only is there just to tell you what was going on. That's like,
there's they just don't spend enough time explaining every facet of it.
Yeah. I mean, it's yeah, exactly. It's like they write the episode is written to lead you to one conclusion, which is that everybody has been gotten to or replaced or whatever, and then the twist is no, actually it's just O'Brien who is wrong,
the perspective character.
And then they just have that explanation at the end, so oh no, okay, here's what actually happened.
Expository dialogue.
Yeah, and it's not completely airtight, but the whole idea is just, oh no, you thought it was this, but it's actually that.
So I mean, there may have been some additional some form of testing going on. But yeah, they say about, we couldn't tell that he wasn't real, but you know.
Yeah.
Well, Julian says he passed the physical with flying colors, but and they don't actually say how they figured it out either. So
Yeah.
again,
Yeah.
and some of that comes down to, timing, how much time you want to spend on it.
Yeah.
255 AD, yes, absolutely. Freaking Julian's right there. I mean, yeah, they just sort of stand there and watch him die.
But I mean, they maybe they could have written it a little differently, but I mean, the clone obviously had to die. Like, you can't have two O'Briens running around. I mean, I guess you
why
could,
not just be like, look, you're not O'Brien, you are a replicant.
You can't live on our space station because that would be confusing, but go somewhere else.
Yep. Figure things out. We'll hire you a therapist.
Yeah. Winged worm. I like that. Someone once said the episode could be titled, "Oh, I guess I'm the asshole."
We'll put it on Reddit.
Replicants do have.
You can just watch it, and you can watch it again with us next week. I promise. It's okay.
Homebody replicants do have rights, but you know who don't have rights? Dead people. And the O'Brien replicant is dead. Huh?
Well, I mean, they have some rights, but they still have bodily autonomy. You can't just this is Star Trek. Almost said Star Wars. Whoopsie.
What's the difference?
Potato.
The difference is the difference is I'm still watching the Star Trek shows. Most of them.
Only for you, Steve.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah, they could have done the Riker thing, I guess, but that's all right. I mean, that's really retreading,
Well, if you're retreading having a clone / replicant / whatever, just
yeah. I mean, the truth is, yeah, you could do it and just, I mean, it's a TV show, so you can just write him off and you never have to mention him again. I mean, there's no reason why you couldn't do it, but and like Sarah said earlier in the chat, like there's so many evil twins and duplicates of characters that you could have, there's enough of them to fill out an entire crew.
Yeah. Well, not only that, this is a non-evil twin. So right. So it is different. It's more different than another evil twin.
It's just an extra O'Brien.
Yeah. Imagine that your Keiko died and you got to move on, dude. Move on. She obviously, or as they say, she's just not that into you.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what Sisko. I think probably that conversation between Keiko and Sisko was something like Keiko saying, "Do I have to do this? Do I have to do this?" And Sisko going, "Yep."
Look, you're just bunking together,
Yeah.
I mean, he might grope you in his sleep, but is that so bad?
Take one for the team. Come on.
Normative, that's lower decks. just occasionally, we got several clones that, not just, person for person, but you'll have 3 or 4 of you running around at any given time.
Yeah,
it's kind of nice because then you have multiple people with this skill set. Great.
I'm honestly surprised they haven't done that joke on Lower Decks yet. They did something it's one of their better ideas in the first season of Lower Decks was they introduced this planet where all of the Starfleet officers who have some weird like Star Trek tragedy befall them get sent to recuperate. So like, there was there was somebody in like a Captain Pike beep chair, and there was someone who had like contracted some weird space disease that caused half of him to age in reverse and half of him to age acceleratedly in advance, and just all like weird like Star Trek ailments that they had contracted. And there's like a special place that Starfleet has where they all go to get treatment and recovery, and it was a clever idea. So like the clone support group sounds like something like that.
Yeah, Black Cover 95, he points out that he doesn't know when she came to bed, and she's also up before he is as well. So she might have slept on the couch.
She slept on the couch, yeah.
So
And she put a funnel in his mouth and poured some of that poison beef stew down his gullet to make sure he slept through the night.
he never knew if she like put something in it.
You know what's hilarious is like I mean, maybe she did, maybe she didn't, but he's suspicious that she put something in his food when this is Star Trek and they have like syringes that don't even break the skin. Like she could just like get one of those from Julie
Spray
and
like a hypo spray.
yeah,
or something.
just pretend to like bump into him and jab him with it, and then he would be out in 10 seconds. Like, why why go through the rigmarole of like, oh, I need to put some shit in his food. Like,
there's evidence that he's not really O'Brien, because O'Brien would have thought of that. Sarah and Andrew, I thought Aladdin was cute. I had a crush on Aladdin, not gonna lie. And I was in high school when that thing came out.
Hey, the heart wants what it wants.
Well, really, let's be honest. I mean, cartoon Aladdin, high school boys. Not much competition there, let's be honest.
Dude who can sing and has a flying carpet.
And a monkey.
and a monkey.
Would he eat the food normally, or would he like put his hand over it and like absorb it through the skin?
Exactly. Oh, that was delicious. Thank you, honey.
Oh, all right.
Shall we wrap this baby up?
Yes, because I have something I'd like to say. I had a video that came out. Nobody commented on it. There's no comments.
Oh, well, that needs to be fixed. That needs to be rectified immediately. People need to watch your video.
Ameliorated, Steve.
Ameliorated. Yes, the situation must be ameliorated.
So it's okay. No, it's really not. I feel bad. I'm like, what? Nobody said anything.
YouTube.com/Dana Cole Dares is your YouTube channel that everybody should go to.
He goes.
You're talking about something completely different now.
Because they just said lizard tongue, and that's interesting. Probably more interesting than my video.
Yes, right. I
was really proud of that one too. That's the poetry one.
Yeah, and that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
I was really proud. I don't think so. I didn't get any notifications for comments on that video. Yeah, well, Steve, is it in the description?
Your channel is, yeah. That
but
video
not that one.
But yeah.
So that one I think is on Introduction to Literature, because it's a poetry thing. It should be on that. Wait, do I have? Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Bloop, 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 bloop. Here we go. No, hey, do the thing. Oh, that's weird.
Here we go.
There's me, and I'm talking, but like not what I'm doing now. Okay, so I scroll down. Introduction to Literary Studies. Yes, indeed.
Here I go.
So yeah, it's under that one.
That's the video. That's
what?
Yeah.
Did you? Maybe it was just now, but I looked at that one and it didn't have any comments. But so anyway, I think it's the most. It should be the most recent one, but as of tomorrow, it won't be.
Which one goes up tomorrow?
Reading Aloud, I think. And then, yeah, okay. And then the next one is going to be my books that I like for fighting words, which will be, I guess, on Tuesday. Yeah. Tomorrow's Thursday, Tuesday, Saturday. I'm trying to do. Bill Cotta, that absolutely 100% counted. And I think I commented back saying, because you had a run-on sentence, but it was a long run-on. I don't remember if it was run-on. I think I said whether that one, I don't think it was a run-on. I think you punctuated it correctly.
Yeah, black cover. The
So
Lemmy.
that's okay. It's okay. Yeah, you don't have to lie. It's okay. So what's coming up next for you, Steve? We don't have a video this Friday.
That's
So
right,
you've got
because
the
we are not
off.
we're not doing readaways. So
We're not doing
I have
readaways.
Friday off, but yeah, so Monday I'm writing Monday's video. Now Monday's video, because it will be the first video of the new year, uh
Oh,
will
I didn't think about
be
that.
yeah,
Well, that means
will be
my video on the book will be uh the first one of the new year. Do I say anything about that? Nope.
who cares? But
Apparently you.
no, well I my video on I'll wait.
Until I'm done mocking you, you're gonna be waiting a
I'll-
long time for that.
I'll die. My video on
We'll all
Monday.
die sooner or later.
Yeah, Black Cover
So look,
95. Okay. Black Cover 95. I need to ask Jason about that. I'm not sure what's going on with the Let Me Listen website. You can still find the podcast, or if you follow the actual links to the podcast, like through to on SoundCloud, they're there. But I'm not sure the Let Me Listen podcast.com website isn't working anymore. I'm not sure why. But the
hey,
web
good
but the
night.
podcasts are still there.
And yeah, enjoy your walk. I hope it's nice and temperate there.
Yes.
Maybe I was looking at it wrong. I swear there was one.
Do you hold your comments for approval? You might have to check your studio.
I did check my studio earlier today. Like I check that thing multiple times a day. It's sad.
Aw. But anyway, my video.
It's the first thing I do when I come home from school.
My video on Monday will be a year in review for 2021.
Oh, God help us.
Written in the form of limericks. I have everything up through November done. I need to write the limerick for December, and then I need to write like a little conclusion limerick.
Concluding limerick.
Yes.
Oh, I can't wait.
So yes, I'll have to send you the link to the script so you can read it. Black Cover 95. I've mentioned that to Jason before, and I haven't really gotten anywhere with it. I mean, he's aware. He is aware that people want that people want it to be on Apple Podcasts, on iTunes, okay. and I've told him I don't know what else I can do.
Like, is there a reason he doesn't want to do it, or he doesn't care?
I'm not sure. I don't think there's a specific reason.
Okay.
I don't know. That's Jason's deal. Jason does all the work. I just sit there and talk into a microphone. Jason does all the work.
Oh, Corey, you ain't lying. Oh, golly. Although, Andrew, I will say no. I will probably be ringing in the new year asleep. I will say I had some last night I dreamed that there was a new donut shop in town, and it was like they had like these really fancy, expensive donuts. So Ooh. They were like $3 a donut, like per donut. But if you bought two, you get one for free. So it was or something like that, or might have been buy two get two free. But it wasn't, if you only bought one, you got a second one. Nope, you had to buy two of them, and they're just like ginormous, beyond fist-sized donuts, and with extravagant fillings like maple and bacon crumble filling. Ooh. And yeah, I know. And so anyway, they had just opened up, and the proprietor was there. It's like, wow. And they had like a toppings bar where you could get a donut, and then you could choose what sort of icing you wanted on it, and then you could put like little sprinkles or like sugar or whatever you wanted on the top. Like if you got like a donut bar donut, you could Ooh, choose the filling you wanted, and then you could top it how you wanted to. And they made them fresh, and so I was like, this. I took a bite of this one. I'm like, this is so good. I'm like, and you make them just all here in house. Yep. And so I was like, this would be great for a field trip. And so he took me through and I was like, this would be awesome. And it was just really interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a great dream. I was like,
so So where do
I
we?
ate myself stupid on donuts. I got like a sort of tour of a donut factory, and then I woke up.
So when are we opening this donut shop? Because this sounds like a great idea.
Well, my point is ringing in the new year by being asleep. Whatever your party's doing, my brain can do it better.
Yeah, and by the way, that is my plan as
Donuts
well.
too.
That is my plan as well.
Donuts.
My well, not donuts, but going to sleep well before midnight. Actually, let me see. New Year's Eve is Friday, right? Yeah, and there's wrestling Friday, and wrestling on Friday starts at 10 and ends at 11. So I'll probably go to bed a little bit after 11. So not quite as early as I would ordinarily like to, because my ideal New Year's Eve is go to bed at like 10 o'clock. Although recently, I mean, my normal bedtime recently
Friday night.
has been like 9.
That's
You
true.
know,
But
but yeah,
Saturday,
Friday night I stay up
because of
later
wrestling,
to watch wrestling.
very
Um,
important.
yeah. Although I think I've told you, like, if it's not like that hot of a show, I'll just go to bed and watch it the next day on DVR. But
When
yes,
did Black Cover 95? Steve, do you have white hairs?
I have a couple of gray ones in my beard.
Yeah, they come in. They come in earlier. I think. I
Yeah,
don't
I
have
mean,
a beard, so
I don't have any white ones or gray ones up top yet, but in the beard, I definitely do. Yeah, I kind of like them. It makes me appear dignified.
to replace to replace a small like a single person birthday cake. Absolutely. Um, Sarah, that gets difficult because donuts are typically deep fried, and so when you have them that large to get the center cooked, that's a challenge. Um, they'll cut it sort of, but the nice thing about it is I ate myself stupid on donuts, and I woke up and I didn't feel sick, and I had no calories.
It was all a dream.
Benefits. I got all the benefits of delightful, delicious donuts and a tour through the donut factory, and it was none of the downside to it. I have this lovely memory of it now. It's just like it really did happen.
It's like it actually happened. Yeah.
It's like it actually happened, except I don't have to deal with the calories. I don't have to deal with feeling sick to my stomach. And I didn't have to pay for any of it. It was all free because it was just my imagination. Oh, my goodness. Oh, donuts. Donuts.
Cake-sized donuts.
There you go, Sarah. There is profit to be made. All right.
Well, shall we call the festivities to a close?
Let's begin wrapping up. Let's not forget
charity links. Charity links page is absolutely. It's maintained by our buddy Some Random Geek. It's a list of links that you can go to donate money to people or causes that need a little extra help. So if you have a few extra bucks lying around and you want to put them toward a good cause, check out the charity links and contribute to one of those. We would really, really appreciate it. Also, we already mentioned, but it bears mentioning again, Dana's YouTube channel, youtube.com/DanaColeDares. It's linked in the description as well. Watch her videos, leave her comments.
Yes, please.
And and then there's no live stream this Friday because Ask Away was last week, and we're taking a break from Read Away. We're hiatusing. So I guess this
sounds like so I don't know, artistic and officially artistic. We have a hiatus.
We're on hiatus. So since this will be the last time we'll see or talk to you, everybody, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I have a couple of questions in the chat that I was going to answer.
Please dive right in.
Okay, so there were no Oompa Loompas, just sort of, I felt bad kind of dragging. There were people working the counter, getting people their orders. It was kind of like a Subway, like you would ask, what kind of donut you wanted and and then they would order it. So it was laid out that way. And the donut bar was not open at the time where you could get a donut and then do the toppings bar. Like that would be later in the day. This was like in the morning before I went to school. And I felt kind of bad because the proprietor had been helping out at the front, and he went around to show me this because essentially I said, this would be really interesting for a field trip. And he actually took me through as though he were doing a field trip and said he'd be interested in doing that later. And I felt bad because I was taking him away from actually helping people. And there was kind of a line, but I only felt a little bit bad. And, donuts. Plus, it was a dream. I am not all that close to giving up DS9, especially if we're skipping any teaching episodes, because oh golly, those are, oh boy. Winged Worm, I think out of the classics, that is my least favorite, Werewolf the Apocalypse. Mostly because it tends to devolve really fast into nothing but combat. Whereas the other story, although I would say it has a lot of potential, one of my favorite Splat books is the Pentex book, which is just dark and hilarious. It's so funny. And, but I very rarely mention it. And fortunately, this one goes on long enough that anybody who's not actually right here in chat might not watch it. So, and hopefully nobody who is going to be like, oh, that Mrs. Cole, I can't believe she, was involved with something like that. Yeah, and I wrote some, I don't think I wrote anything for the Pendex book. But that book is just, it's so good. It's so good and so hilarious. But yeah, my favorite one, let's see, in order of preference, it's probably Changeling. Oh, Lordy. Is it just the 4? Changeling, Vampire, Wraith, and a Werewolf. Is it just the 4, or am I forgetting one? I think it's just the 4 classics. Anyway, and the I think that's everything. Yes, leave me comments. I love comments so much.
Oh yeah, Vilcata, I'm getting to that. I'm just about to wrap up. First of all, Black Cover.
That would be great.
Black Cover. I just skipped ahead on the calendar, and unless I missed a week, I think there will be an Ask Away on April 1st. And we're skipping episodes because if we don't skip episodes, then either Dana will give up sooner than
it's gonna go forever. We'll die.
It'll take 7 years. It'll take 7 years to get through because we watch Deep Space Nine every 2 weeks. So I would like to get through a significant portion of the show before we get into our 50s.
Wait. One more thing.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Well, I have one more. Go ahead.
Sarah, no, thank you for reminding me, Mage. So it would be Mage is actually Changeling, then Vampire or Mage, then Mage or Vampire, then Wraith, then Werewolf. Werewolf's on the bottom. Mage is very philosophical, and it can be a lot of fun. It depends on the party. And you have a lot of flexibility with where you want to go. The Technocracy is great as a villain. But one of my favorite things to do is actually play sort of lowbie technocrats who are aware, and essentially play them as like quasi-hunters. And, they're aware that there are supernatural forces, play at sort of a Buffy Scooby Gang type of low-level technocrats. And then you get into what you realize is a very corrupt organization, and that the supernatural creatures that you're supposedly hunting are humans who have had things happen to them, and that they still have traces of their humanity. They're related to real people, or full humans, and they're a part of our society. And dealing with that, it's playing a lowbie technocrat was a lot of fun. Oh gosh, Changeling is my favorite. But we'll have to email me. We'll talk about Port Steve. I can see the blood starting to pool at the corners of his eyes. So yeah, email me. We'll talk about New World of Darkness and other stuff and other games too. So 7th Sea, God, 7th Sea, so good. Anyway, Steve, I'm done. I promise. You can just wrap it up now.
Yes. So the next Deep Space Nine episode, next week we'll be watching Hilda. We'll be watching chapter 11 of Hilda, which is The House in the Woods. And then the week after that, we will be coming back to Deep Space Nine, and we'll be skipping a whole bunch of episodes. And we are skipping right to Blood Oath, which is the episode,
which is Sarah's character,
which
is Tremere too.
Which is the Dax Klingon episode.
See? So. Oh, Volcani, yeah. Nope, not going to be talking about that.
Yes, please talk about these things when I am not around.
No, Black Cover 95 asked to fan fiction. I'm like, not going to say that.
Oh yeah, no, you want to maintain your anonymity.
Pseudonymity.
Your pseudonymity. Yes. Anyway, so we'll be back next week for Hilda, and then back in 2 weeks for Deep Space Nine and Blood Oath. So that's it. Happy New Year, everybody. Take care. And
please, whatever powers that be, like, can we get better instead of worse? That would be so nice.
That would be so wonderful, nice. Wouldn't it?
Vilcata, absolutely. That's why with them you need a storyteller. You've got to. I mean, you need a tabletop game with someone running the game. LARPing with mages is with mage player characters. No, just don't do it. Don't go there.
Really? Even with your dice and your character sheets and your stats?
My goodness gracious, no, dice and character sheets and stats are what you need. When you're LARPing, you don't have them, Steve. You just, Then
how do you resolve conflicts? How do you decide what to... With
the rock, paper, scissors and your traits.
Oh my fucking God. That's somehow even worse. That's okay. Anyway, that's it.
But if your power level gets high enough, you get an extra, item that you can throw, and it's called the bomb. So like rock crushes scissors, scissors cut paper, paper covers rock, but then you get the bomb. And so if you throw the bomb will blow up rock or rock or paper, but scissors will cut the fuse on the bomb. So scissors beats the bomb. So it's not even about O'Brien. This is about. I would apologize, but I'm not sorry.
You're not sorry. You're not sorry.
I'm not. Is it really that painful for you to see me being enthusiastic?
No, I love it. No. I love seeing you enthusiastic. That's the only thing that makes this bearable. That's the only thing.
What do you have? It's rock, paper, scissors, for God's sake.
Nothing. Not in and of itself.
That's what I find hilarious. When I was like, no, it's rock, paper, scissors. You're like, it's even worse than dice and paper. I'm like,
I have no problem with dice either. I have nothing inherently against any of these things. It's just, I find we've talked about this before. I can't. It's difficult for me to imagine. It's difficult for me to imagine anything more crushingly boring to me than role-playing games. Anyway,
baseball,
I love baseball. I find baseball riveting. But see it's a subjective thing. It's a subjective thing.
That's what I'm saying. I understand, Steve, because that's how I feel about baseball.
Well, then
it's just the ruination of an otherwise perfectly lovely day.
Then we understand each other. All right.
Star Trek t-shirt and a NASA cap that he made himself.
That's right. No dice required. I didn't have to roll any dice to decide whether I was going to sew the patch on. I just decided to do it.
And that was really interesting because we talked. Well, of course, we get into that in the episode about free actions.
My favorite joke in the episode. I'll wait until the episode is. I'll wait until the episode is out and we can talk about it.
Log?
The log and the perception roll where I love that. That's my favorite part of that episode. That's my favorite part of that episode. Anyway, so that's
255 AD. That is exactly what I was referencing. But golf. I am actually more anti-golf than I am anti-baseball because it doesn't use it. Baseball doesn't use up as much in terms of land resources. Spoil it.
Okay. Anyway.
All right.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next. We'll see you next year.
It will be. It'll be next year. Happy New Year, Steve.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Dana.
Bye, everybody.